Good morning to the friends, family, and men of Ujamaa Place. I look forward to the day that we can gather in person, but in the meantime, I'm glad to be with you for this virtual event. The Transforming Men's Live Breakfast is a high point of the year for me. The music, the stories of Ujamaa men, and the hope of a better future all fill that room. I left this breakfast energized with the promise of both what a community can do together and what dedicated young men can do for themselves and their families with the right support. That today is no different, even though we're online. I hope you, like me, will leave today's virtual event even more committed to the mission of Ujamaa Place and the men whose lives they touch. We know that people don't come in pieces, and that support must be holistic, which is why Ujamaa Place has made such an amazing impact. The combination of housing, job training, education, and emotional support is the key to any person's success, and I'm committed to the success of Ujamaa men. These are men who are assets to the state of Minnesota, assets that we need to invest in. This is why I'm proud that this is in our last budget. We were able to continue the state grant to Ujamaa Place. It's also why I'm grateful that you are participating today. Thank you for your time and dedication to this wonderful organization. And a special thank you to Otis and the board of directors, all the volunteers and donors, and most importantly to the families and friends who support the men in this program. Ujamaa men, I'm proud of you and the journey that you're on. I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute to your success. I hope that all of you have a great day. Thank you.
Racial inequality in the Twin Cities is among the worst in the nation. The economic gulf between their black and white families is higher than nearly anywhere else in America. Washington Post. Black leaders launch effort to close Minnesota's racial disparities. NPR Minnesota Public Radio. How did Minnesota become one of the most racially inequitable states? Star Tribune. It shows up in reading test scores of black fourth graders here in the Twin Cities, which are much lower than whites, resulting in the second widest gap of the 41 states tested. U.S. Department of Education. This data motivates Ujamaa Place to work closely with Twin Cities schools and community organizations to reduce these disparities. Ujamaa Place is leaning in with programming and services to secure successful outcomes for our African American boys and men.
Well, what a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms. We're leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning on the everlasting arms. Oh, how sweet to walk in this pilgrim way, leaning on the everlasting arms. Oh, how bright the path grows from day to day, leaning on the everlasting arms. Well, now we're leaning, oh yes, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning, well now we're leaning on the everlasting arms. What have I to dread? What have I to fear? Leaning on the everlasting arms. I have blessed peace with faith oh so near, leaning on the everlasting arms. Well, now we're leaning, oh, leaning, safe and secure from all alarm. Well, we're leaning,
The men we serve at Ujamaa Place are George Floyd, men that felt they historically had a knee on their neck or feeling the subject of abuse and over-policing and underrepresentation and didn't have a voice. At Ujamaa Place, we provide hope, a reason to believe, and opportunities to achieve.
Good morning, and welcome to the Ujamaa Place Transformation Breakfast, cultivating hope amid hopelessness. My name is James Moman, and I'm 3M's Chief Equity Officer. We're extremely proud to welcome you to our Innovation Center here at our global headquarters in St. Paul. We're surrounded by a rich history of science and innovation, with more than 125,000 patents awarded to 3M scientists around the world. However, the startling facts shared this morning that speak to the racial disparities that exist here in our headquarters backyard make it clear that we have to create more innovative solutions to deal with these issues. The Twin Cities once drew black families fleeing racism in the Jim Crow South with a combination of progressive policies and financial opportunity. Today, the Twin Cities is regularly ranked as one of the best places to live in America. But we realize today that it hasn't been a great place to live for everyone. Today, we're gathered to recognize the disparities in our community and lift up the work of Ujamaa Place and its mission of uplifting and creating a pathway to prosperity for black men in the Twin Cities. At 3M, we're committed to doing our part to support organizations like Ujamaa Place as they cultivate hope for those they serve in our community. Our hope is you'll also be inspired today by the amazing work of Ujamaa Place. Without further ado, I present to you our own Twin Cities Emmy Award-winning actor, vocalist, arts educator, and community organizer, T. Michael Rambo, our MC for this morning.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Otis, and thank you, James. I am so proud to be here to highlight the hope Ujamaa Place delivers to our young black boys and men. To offer another Maya Angelou quote, "You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise." Indeed, our Ujamaa men, with hopefulness, rise above inequities and racial injustice. Let's get this started with a little music, shall we? Music was a way for enslaved Africans to express their feelings, whether it was sorrow, joy, inspiration, or hope. Songs were passed down from one generation to the next throughout slavery. These songs were influenced by Africans and religious traditions and would later form the basis of what is known as the Negro spiritual. This morning, I have chosen this spiritual to help reflect on the word and the idea of hope.
I have hope, such hope, that trouble won't last always. I have hope, don't you hear me now? Hope that trouble won't last always. I have hope, oh, hope that trouble won't last always. I have hope, such beautiful hope, it sets me free. One more time, I got hope, such hope, that trouble won't last always. I have hope, I know you got hope out there too, that trouble won't last always. We've all got hope, such hope, that trouble won't last always. We've got hope, such beautiful hope, it sets me free. So, such hope, beautiful hope, it sets me free.
There is no doubt that Ujamaa Place has delivered hope to more than 4,000 young African American men that they have served to date. That hope began 12 years ago when our now Commissioner of Public Safety, John Harrington, gathered 3 other community members and leaders, Bill Saluga, Rick Heidinger and Bill Sands, and gently but empathetically reminded them that there was little or no criminal justice system preventative or reentry program for young African American men. Commissioner Harrington declared that this ultimately would result in a lost generation of black men who would die at a young age or be incarcerated for most of their lives. Well, Ujamaa Place has grown significantly since those founding fathers gathered, and it is now my honor to introduce Ujamaa Place's current board chair, Teresa Neal, who before her retirement was a high school principal at St. Paul Public Schools, who incidentally was born and raised in the Rondo community.
Thank you, T. Michael. I am honored to be following in the steps of our founding fathers who opened the Ujamaa Place doors in 2010. Ujamaa Place proudly serves young African American men, many disproportionately drawn into criminal justice systems. Ujamaa Place offers a multitude of wraparound services and supports: Afrocentric curriculum and programming, safe housing, workforce training and internships, GED classes, support to rebuild family relationships, behavioral, mental, and chemical health programming, and we also help those Ujamaa men who must learn to navigate the difficult challenges that surround parole restrictions and mandates. The work of Ujamaa Place is critical now more than ever, and we need your help. The future of those enrolled at Ujamaa Place depend on you and me. As you become inspired this morning, please consider giving in a way that is meaningful to you. It is now my honor to introduce our Ujamaa Place CEO and President, Mr. Otis Sanders, who prior to leading Ujamaa Place was a warden with the Minnesota Department of Corrections. Otis and his exceptional team continue to lead our organization through the trials of not only a global pandemic, but exasperated racial and social unrest and inequities within our community. So on behalf of the Ujamaa Board of Directors, it is now my pleasure to introduce to you our dynamic President and CEO, Mr. Otis Sanders.
Thank you, Teresa, for that kind introduction, not only for me, but for our Ujamaa Place team. I can't say enough about our team's dedication for not only our young boys and men, but their extraordinary support of each other. The Ujamaa Place theory of transformation provides an essential roadmap intended to lead every Ujamaa man to successful reunion with his family and return to his community as self-sufficient contributing members. At enrollment, Ujama's goal is to provide each man a safe, stable environment, clean clothing, personal supplies, and 3 meals a day. Men then format and implement their individual transformation plan. Our men do not reoffend versus a national recidivism rate of 71%. The young African American boys we serve are mentored and guided. The statistics for black males are sobering, as you well know. In American public schools, they are disproportionately suspended or expelled. They are among the least likely to graduate from high school and go on to college, and they are more likely than any other group to be incarcerated. Any and all donations you make this morning will support our work at Ujamaa Place. We have a lot more in store for you, so T. Michael, take it from here.
Thanks, Otis, and thank you as well for your service to the young boys and men served at Ujamaa Place. There is no doubt that the African American boys and men served at Ujamaa Place are becoming contributing members of their families and our communities. Before we go much further, I want to remind you on how to donate. You want to text to Ujamaa Place, one word, that's UJAMAAPLACE, one word, to 44321 to give, and we certainly hope that you will. It is an honor for me to introduce now a very powerful video produced by Jeff Aiken. Jeff has been partnering with Ujamaa Place to produce powerful videos since before Ujamaa Place opened its doors. Here it is.
The coronavirus, fueled by America's pernicious and systemic racial divide, spread with a fatal swiftness through our black communities. No American community was spared, but communities of color bore the brunt of sickness and death. Video of George Floyd's killing, not long after Philando Castile's murder, sparked an international outcry during the pandemic's tightest grip. We are living in historic and consequential times that demand the recognition and repair of historic and consequential injustices. We have yet to solve the deep-rooted inequities that predated the pandemic, accelerated the virus's spread in the Black community, and exacerbated the undeniable effect of racism and hopelessness for our young Ujamaa men. Minnesota is among the worst states for incarcerating African American men at disproportionate rates, and the Twin Cities area has some of the most abysmal racial inequality in the nation. The median Black family in the Twin Cities area earns $38,178 a year, which is less than half of the median white family income of $84,459 a year. Before the pandemic, the Black unemployment rate in Minnesota was at a historic low, but it was still double the white rate. According to the most recent census data, the Black poverty rate in the Twin Cities area was 25.4%, while the white poverty rate is 5.9%. The result is increased reliance on social welfare programs, increased criminal justice spending, increased use of emergency medical care, and an ever-growing unemployment rate and skills gap for young Black men. They are being left behind and locked up. All Ujamaa Place funding has been, and always will be, an investment to address these challenges. Ujamaa Place has successfully transformed the lives of 4,000 historically marginalized young African American men. The focus and success of Ujamaa Place require participants to receive wraparound services guided by a theory of transformation. Under this model, the 7 core programs are education, employment, housing, behavioral health and wellness, cultural service, advocacy, and support services. Each participant has an individual transformation plan designed to meet their needs at the time of enrollment and empower them to be productive members of society by taking full responsibility and care for their children and families. Mentoring is provided by coaches that assist the men every step of the way through their individual plan. Ujamaa men develop personal value systems and social, emotional, physical, and cognitive competencies in order to achieve every man's full potential. As Ujamaa Place begins its 11th year in 2021, we are strongly positioned with the support of community leaders, partners, and funders to improve the educational, financial, physical, and social well-being of its participants. It's Ujamaa men. Ujamaa Place programming helps young African American men cultivate hope in a world too often filled with hopelessness. Join us in this vital mission.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you once again for having created such an amazing video that reminds us of the hopelessness our African American men are dealing with and the hope embracing them at Ujamaa Place. It is an honor for me to now introduce you to Ujamaa Place men who want to share with you their transformational journeys.
I grew up in a house of 6 other siblings. My oldest brother, he lived with my grandma, and then he moved in with my mom later when he was in his teenage years. My dad, I didn't know my dad until I was 18, but my stepdad was my dad. That's my father. That's what I know. So once I turned 18, I had to figure everything out on my own. You know, I went from house to house, and then I met my biological dad on Facebook, which was weird. And then he housed me for a little bit. I left, and then that's when I had found a shelter, went to jail, I found another shelter, and I was living there for like a year. And then I was bouncing house to house for like 2 years. I think that a lot of the hurt and neglect and feeling like I didn't belong here led me to be angry that I didn't address. So I started putting my hands on people. And then my second time in jail, they said, you do it again, you're gonna have to go to prison. And so that was a wake-up call for me. And when I found Ujamaa, my life changed. Like, it seemed like doors just kept opening and opening and opening for me, which was amazing for me, because I wasn't used to having anything. Then also, I started going to church and started learning about God and that I do have a purpose. My coaches are unbelievable. You know, they were that father figure, you know, that I needed, helped me be a man, helped me figure out what I was supposed to be doing. They helped me realize that I'm supposed to be a leader, you know, and that's what helped me change my life around Ujamaa and my spiritual life. I think that that transformation that they have really works, and it starts, you know, from a person being nothing, you know, and they really nurture you. My future and my outlook on my future. So I want to start a snow removal company. I don't know what I want to call it yet. I want to start a snow removal company. I want to start a landscaping company and a detail shop. So, because I like cleaning cars, the outside of cars, I just enjoy cars. You know, I'm married now, you know, I got a daughter on the way, you know, so Ujamaa, it's helped a lot in God as well, you know. They really help you, you know, come from nothing. If you want the help, you know, they're there, you know, they have everything you need, you know, from jobs, from food, they feed you every day. Just, you know, just knowing other people, you know, in your area, you know, so they help me with housing. You know, I lived through Ujamaa housing, transitional housing for about a year. And I want people that are watching this or want to be a part of this in any kind of way, I want them to understand that Ujamaa does make a change, you know, in people's lives, especially young black men's lives. And we definitely need more people contributing to Ujamaa, you know, even just being a part of it, you know, and coming to get help. And Ujamaa can't force people to change, but there are those people out there that want to change, and Ujamaa's there to help. I believe that God is in control of everything, so I believe that God led me to Ujamaa. I know God led me to Ujamaa, and He uses everyone how He pleases, so I believe that He used Ujamaa to help me to get to where I need to be 100%.
My household was really wholesome, I'd say. I had my mom remarried when I was 6 years old. So I've always had a father. He was even around before they got married. So I've always had two parents, which is unique because I was raised around people in my neighborhood who didn't have two parents. I'd say the difficulties were there, but even just like things like being below the poverty line, I'm able to look back on them and realize, you know, how we were living now. But in that time, it didn't really seem, you know, as horrid or such a bad thing. My biological father, I do know him and have a relationship with him, and a lot of my childhood he spent going in and out of incarceration. And summers, I would go back to Chicago to spend with my family on that side, and with him from time to time when he was out. And I think that I was just, I was kind of just led by that kind of. I thought it was cool, you know, my dad, just this gangsterism, you know, I kind of fell into that. And first criminal behavior I ever had, I was 16 and just a small amount of marijuana. But as you know, most people know, you know, smoking marijuana puts you in a certain atmosphere, a certain community of people. Actually, I caught a weapons case in 2016. I was already on something called EJJ probation in Minneapolis for aiding and abetting an armed robbery. Yep. And I was on EJJ for that for 3 years, and then I violated that for getting caught with a weapon. And yep, I was sentenced to 60 months, Department of Corrections, stayed with 40 months stayed, so I got out with 24 months of probation. I was just released June 11, 2020. So I was kind of just floating again, kind of getting caught up in that lifestyle, and Ujamaa Place was introduced to me actually through my probation officer, Ramsey County, Darrell White. He introduced me to Otis Zanders and Darnell Baker one day, and they told me about their program, Ujamaa Place, and they told me that Ujamaa is a Swahili word for family. And initially I was real skeptical, man, because to me it seemed just like another program that wants some of my time just so I could sign a paper and get out of there. But Darnell Baker actually became my life coach shortly after. And the way he communicated to me, just he steered me right. I lived in Coon Rapids, so he steered me right to Anoka Technical College. as far as being able to acquire my basic welding certificate. I was new to working, to be honest. Like, I never had a real job, you know, and I didn't know if I was able to commit to that just because of my unwillingness to be honest. But he coaxed me into going through a temp service to get a job. Shortly after, I was hired to a plastic injection company called Steinwall in Coon Rapids. I was working there overnights and going to school during the day, so I was pretty busy. But Darnell Baker came to my house and met my family. And I think that was really significant, cornerstone to our relationship, actually. Just him getting that approval from my family and making himself present. He makes sure I'm up in the morning. He calls in the morning. Well, he used to. I'm always up now. But when I first came home, he would call every morning. He'd make sure I ate breakfast. He'd ask me how many push-ups I did, you know, things like that. He'd just stay on top of not just guiding me in a way of educational or social status. He would also stay on top of me just physically and mentally as a man, just keeping me intact with myself and helping me understand how knowing Cedric better helps Cedric understand how he can be a better person for everybody else. Because if I don't know Cedric, then, you know, I'm no good to my community or anybody else. I think that aspect of it, to be honest, was for me the game changer as far as this being a program and a brotherhood. Because to me, my Ujamaa men, they're all my brothers. We all communicate daily, you know, and I think that that's important because in our communities, I think we become accustomed to attaching ourselves to things because of that aspect. You want to feel a part of something. I recently acquired a home to rent through a Beyond Backgrounds program that Ujamaa Place also offers. And I think that I have 2 children, you know, and I think that Ujamaa Place, they emphasize on me being present in their lives and being a father, being a son, being an active citizen in my community. So before that, the hopelessness of not knowing just what I would do for dinner, you know, or where we would live in the next 6 months, coming off a pandemic and having kids and being fresh out of prison. I think those things alone, being fresh out of prison, aside from the pandemic, it's hard. It's definitely hard. And without Ujamaa Place, without the guidance of the mentors there and the brotherhood, the camaraderie, I don't think that I would have had the confidence or the understanding as far as how to progress into who I've become now through Ujamaa Place.
This morning, we have seen and heard from Ujamaa men who made transformational changes in their lives thanks to Ujamaa Place's wraparound services. They are but a few of the hundreds of other Ujamaa Place men who have experienced these kinds of positive outcomes. Ujamaa Place is providing a solution, an answer, and hope for these men, while at the same time addressing social justice disparities in our community. We were talking about spirituals a little earlier. Well, these 2 men have shared their light with us, and I'd like to share a little light with you. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, well, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go. Sing now, y'all. I'm gonna let it shine. Well, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Last verse, deep down in my heart, y'all, come on now. Deep down in my heart, well, now I'm gonna let it shine. Deep down in my heart, well, I'm gonna let it shine. Deep down in my heart, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine one more again, Thomas West. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That felt mighty good last time. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yeah, oh. Ujamaa Place serves hundreds of men each year. Funding to accomplish this much needed work comes from people like you who are attending today's virtual breakfast. We need your help right now to aid us in our ongoing efforts to be the answer for so many of the men who need us. Now, here's your chance to provide their hope by contributing to our fundraiser this morning. You can visit our website or text as one word Ujamaa Place to 44321 to donate today. That's one word Ujamaa Place to 44321 to donate today. As you may know, all fundraising events have what is called a giving moment. Well, in just a moment, you'll hear from a remarkable Ujamaa man whose testimony and call to action is truly unbelievable. I am proud to introduce to you Cedric Smith.
I am honored to join my other Ujamaa men this morning, and I have to share with you that my journey to this point has been difficult. When Mr. Otis asked me to talk to you about my life, I was really worried. You see, a year ago now I was in prison, but here I am today, a Ujamaa man. Ujamaa Place has had some great people making this important request. Commissioner of Public Safety, John Harrington, and even a reverend a couple times, Reverend Van Dyke. But today, you got me, and I think this is who should be asking you to please support Ujamaa Place, because you are changing the lives of black men like me. You make a difference in our lives, which makes a difference in the lives of our families and our communities. When you make a gift to Ujamaa Place, a gift of any size, you are providing us with hope, hope to become good men, good sons, good fathers, and good citizens. I know that I speak on behalf of all Ujamaa men, my Ujamaa brothers. We cannot survive without hope, without knowing that things will get better. Thank you for making our lives better. Thank you for giving us hope. As you consider your contribution, please enjoy this world premiere musical performance from my fellow Ujamaa men.
We actually started the Ujamaa Music Therapy Group. It started out as that because, music is therapy. I met Stevenson. He came down to my gig at the Dakota Club, and he mentioned to me he had a couple guys who were interested in music, and heard about my connection with music and said, would you be interested in helping us out at Ujamaa Place and putting together a music group? And basically he said, listen, we have a group of guys that are dedicated to music and they want to kind of learn more about the process. Music is very therapeutic, and it allows the guys to express themselves and at the same time learn more about the business, which is very cool.
Basically, I feel like our music is inspirational music that can uplift people. It's not negative. It's no swearing, what you do hear a lot in music or rap music nowadays, and I think that's what's unique about us too as well, that we can create good music still without talking about those things. Hopelessness and Hope is the song we created. It was based on the stuff that's going on in the world, because it's a lot of people are hopeless right now because of COVID, the COVID-19, and I'm glad we made a song about that because I feel like that's what the world needs right now.
It's just amazing for one to see, 4 or 5 young black men allowing themselves to work together with another black man, and I think that's important. And writing this song about hope, all I said was, here's the groove, talk about your experience, talk about the things that you look forward to for the future or that you've been through, and just express it. And that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, I feel like it's like giving me more purpose. And it's like ever since I've been working with UMG, I feel like I'm living my purpose, because it's a music, and knowing that I love doing music and being surrounded by other brothers that love doing music as well. And I feel like music is a powerful tool to speak life to people, to uplift people. And it inspires me in so many ways, because I'm an artist myself. I do my own music, and it just inspires me to even create more music, to write more. It just lifts my spirit up. I feel like it makes me more happy, and I feel like it gives me joy in a sense.
You never really know what you're gonna get when it comes to guys that want to rap. And we call him the Young Light. That's his stage name. Just from day one, very creative and uplifting and very talented. So each person has their own flow, but organically coming together. Like I give them each a verse in the song, and they just fit together like a glove. And it's just been amazing to see them work together, song after song. And there's been about 5 so far. My thing is to allow them to express themselves and continue to have a place to go and feel free to just create. And that's really what it's all about, because we know how strong music is for each individual and how, you know, how good we feel when we do it, and then be able to learn what, you know, we do in class and then teach the next generation. Because we want another group of UMG, you know, artists to come in, and we just continue this inspirational vibe of music to continue on. That's the goal. It's not really about, you know, making money and doing a record, and that's the other piece. That's the small percentage of it. The biggest percentage is actually being able to have a place to create, because a lot of these artists don't have nowhere to create, and Ujamaa Place has allowed that and provided that. And, you know, any kind of knowledge I have to give them, so as they go on, they use that and then teach the next generation.
For a place in the stars, mama, we made it real far. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far? I used to just hope for a chance. Now I just smile and I dance. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far?
I was low, I ain't had nowhere to go. Lost confidence in self. I was trying to build my wealth, so invested. The rest was just extras. I read all about it. I knew with some faith and a vision, the mountains could move. Had some doubt, but still moved. My result was the proof. I was down on my back, thoughts attacked by my past, from addictions, restrictions inflicted. Don't wish it was different and fuel up the mission. Yeah, turn the squad into the family. I know that I'm working and my purpose ain't no plan B. I know if you working how I'm working, it's the same thing. If you feel excited, please don't hide it, throw them hands, please, can we? I done seen a whole lot of things in my 20-something. Homie's mother's distressed, beautiful daughter, he left. I went to treatment, relapse a few more times, but I'm back. Like Jordan after the bat, I give my praise to the man.
For a place in the stars, mama, we made it real far. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far? I used to just hope for a chance. Now I just smile and I dance. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far?
I come from the struggle, I'm talking bottom of the sea. Hard times with my feelings, yeah, emotions get the best of me. I lost 2 aunties, lost my granny and my mama, yeah, life ain't been too fair to me. Saying that I need therapy, but I don't think that's fixing me. Hard to think ahead when your whole life been a tragedy. A community raising man, but everybody's scared of me, only giving what's inside of me. I promise I won't lie to you, so please don't lie to me. Life has been a gamble, but my hope remain alive. Look at me and judge, but I'm the one had to survive. Probably couldn't walk a mile in my shoes if you tried. My sister was in a coma for 3 months, thought she had died. I hope after the rain stops, I finally see the rainbow. Take care of my family if I ever get that pot of gold. I came too far to let what I accomplished go down the drain. I won't stop if you feel me, teacher, let me hear you sing.
I hope for a place in the stars, mama, we made it real far. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far? I used to just hope for a chance. Now I just smile and I dance. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far?
2020 really was a sad year. I lost my grandma, I started breaking down with tears. The saddest part, haven't seen my grandma in years. Going through depression, this is my confession. This is all for the people that we lost that year. Through the pain and the struggle, hope it's always near. Pain in your heart like you stuck in the dark, saying, will I ever make it, like you gonna fall apart? Remember I was going through that before. Straight crying, broke down, hit my knees to the floor. Going through a lot, couldn't take it anymore. I was lost in the desert, didn't know where to go. Yeah, I'm tripping, God had to help me through. Still had many days, didn't know what to do. He still told me, son, but you gonna make it through. It's light in the tunnel, you can make it through the struggle.
I hope for a place in the stars, mama, we made it real far. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far? I used to just hope for a chance. Now I just smile and I dance. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we take it this far? Who knew we take it this far? I hope for a place in the stars. Mama, we made it real far. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we'd take it this far? Who knew we'd take it this far? I used to just hope for a chance. Now I just smile and I dance. The world's gonna know who we are. Who knew we'd take it this far? Who knew we'd take it this far?
Wow. I mean, wow. What amazing talent from that group of men. Otis, thank you for inviting me to be a part of this dynamic and truly inspiring event. I am so impressed with how the Ujamaa men transformed their lives with Ujamaa programming. I also want to invite our guests to support Ujamaa Place so they can continue serving young African American men who want to have the hope and passion to make significant changes in their lives. Ujamaa Place indeed provides the men transformative answers to their situations. Before we conclude, we need to thank our sponsors that you see here on the screen. We are very appreciative of their generous support and partnership. Thank you to you all. Our work is not possible without you, and we are so very grateful. Now, enjoy some short video messages as we celebrate our breakfast and the success of our Ujamaa men.
Hi, I'm St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter. While this enduring pandemic prevents us from being together in person for this year's Ujamaa Place annual breakfast fundraiser, I'm glad to join you virtually to offer this message. While more and more in our community are getting vaccinated, this pandemic is not yet over, nor are the impacts of the many challenges we have faced over these past 18 months. It's vital that we remain vigilant, both in our fight against this virus and in our ongoing work to rebuild for our future together. This means the ongoing partnership among our public, private, and nonprofit sectors will continue to be absolutely critical to meeting the many needs of our community members. For more than a decade, Ujamaa Place has been a leader in supporting men in our African American community through transformative and empowering work. This journey over the past decade has only been possible because of the efforts of supporters who have invested not only in the organization, but in Ujamaa Place's vision for our future. Today, as we gather virtually, join me in celebrating the ongoing and lasting impact of Ujamaa Place as we continue to chart our path forward together. Stay safe, keep your masks on, get vaccinated, and I look forward to seeing all of you in person very soon.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's an honor to speak to you about St. Paul College's unique partnership with Ujamaa Place. We are thrilled to be part of Ujamaa Place's mission to provide holistic and wraparound services for young men in our community who have been historically marginalized. Among the many obstacles set in front of these men, a scarcity of educational opportunities is among the most critical. That's really where we're able to help. Through our partnership with Ujamaa Place, we offer customized training opportunities to participants. For some, like those who participate in our forklift training certificate, this might mean an immediate and potentially life-changing expansion of employment opportunities. For others, participating in the Cooking on a Budget program within our Culinary Arts Department set participants up with skills to enhance their quality of life. And for others, one of these programs may be the spark that lights a fire for deeper learning. Scholarships can provide financial means to come to St. Paul College and complete a degree, diploma, or professional certificate program. It won't be easy, but with guidance from the support staff here on campus to the community at Ujamaa Place, these men know someone has their back and wants them to succeed. I urge you to continue supporting Ujamaa Place. Their work with this community is yielding results and changing lives, and we at St. Paul College couldn't be prouder to be part of this vital work within our city. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I am State Representative Rena Moran, and I represent District 65A in the Minnesota House, which includes the historical Rondo community, Frogtown, Hamlin Midway, Summit University, and parts of Cathedral Hill and the North End. I am so delighted to join you this morning to support Ujamaa Place and its critical function in our community to help African American men tackle the systemic roadblocks that they continue to face, including housing, education, employment, and yes, the criminal justice system. The past year and a half has been difficult for everybody, But those who struggled before the pandemic have encountered even greater challenges. At its core, I believe Ujamaa Place is about recognizing the complete potential that everyone, especially our Black men in our community, has, and giving them the tools that they need to reach their potential. Ujamaa Place just doesn't help Black men. The programming transforms Black men, empowering them to follow a pathway to long-term success and fulfillment in their lives. At the Capitol, I'm proud to have championed Ujamaa Place mission, and I am committed to ensuring that we continue investing in their vital work. I hope our community can keep lifting up the organization, and with the support that we're all giving them today at this event this morning, I'm fully confident that we will. I want to thank you for the opportunity to join you today, and I want to thank you for your support of Ujamaa Place work to give Black men in our community a bright future. Thank you all. God bless. Have a great day.
On behalf of the Constellation Fund, it's my honor to be here with you virtually this morning to really celebrate the incredible work of Ujamaa Place. Now, for those of you who don't know Constellation, we are an organization that is driven by evidence, using data and research, analytics, alongside on-the-ground community insights to try to objectively understand which are the organizations across the Twin Cities that are creating deep, long-term poverty-fighting impact for the 1 in 5 residents of our community experiencing poverty. And it's that rigorous work that has pointed us towards Ujamaa, an organization whose mission, its stated goal, is to create holistic transformation for young African-American men experiencing inequities here in the Twin Cities. And the evidence that we've found has pointed to this organization's ability to accomplish that goal through a variety of really smart and integrated ways. The benefits that they are creating emanate from their employment programs, which are increasing wages, their mental health supports, which are improving quality of life, and their educational assistance that is creating a cascade of benefits. And as I've learned through this work, that type of impact does not happen by accident. This is a thoughtful, sophisticated program that is integrating services in a really effective way. And you can tell, I'm sure as well, that comes from the top, that Otis and his experience alongside his team's incredible work is driving this work in not just smart ways, but important ways in terms of the respect, the humility, and the welcoming nature of this organization at a time when that's truly needed. It's why we're supporting this organization, and it's why we're excited that it's an organization with the ambition to grow, to bring more impact out into the community at a critical time, which we're excited to support them in both financially and through capacity building support, and would encourage each of you this morning to think about doubling down your own support for the critical work of Ujamaa.
My name is Michael Stroik. I work for 3M, and I am a proud supporter of Ujamaa Place. And our partnership and investment in Ujamaa Place from 3M has grown exponentially in recent years. And a few things that really drive me to engage with Ujamaa Place are the team. So when I see Ujamaa Place in action, it's something to behold. And to me, that all starts at the top. When you see Otis and his leadership, his commitment to equity, this guy is an amazing leader. And I feel so blessed to have had the time to engage with them in our partnership. You know, I would also just point to my young children. So I have 3 boys who drew all of these paintings that you see behind me, and they're a big part of why I'm committed to Ujamaa Place as well, as we envision a future where there's greater racial equity overall. And I have 3 young boys who are white children who get a lot of privilege from that overall, but I'm a believer that in the long run, without equity, we're all going to be hurt in the long run. And so, for me, this is about a future that I want my boys to be a part of this world in a more equitable way. And I think Ujamaa Place is really onto something with the amazing work that they're doing.
Hello, good morning. I'm John Choi, the Ramsey County Attorney, and I'm really pleased to be here today to greet all of you as you are here to support Ujamaa Place at their annual breakfast fundraiser. I am very privileged to be able to serve as the county attorney and to work in partnership with organizations like Ujamaa Place to work on reentry issues and to support the Ujamaa men as they are transitioning back from justice involvement and to becoming productive members of our society. I've heard the stories of so many Ujamaa men who have made positive advances in their life and are now contributing in so many positive ways to family and to community. And it makes me so happy to hear those stories. And I want to thank all of you who are gathered here today to support the Ujamaa men, to support the leadership of Otis Sanders and the organization, because it cannot continue without the support of people like you. So thank you so much for all that you do. And again, I'll look forward to hearing more and more stories of great successes with regard to the organization and the positive impacts that you make every day to our community. Thanks so much. Take care.
Hello, I'm Dr. Eric Jolly, President and CEO of the St. Paul and Minnesota Foundation. I am delighted to join you today via Zoom to say thank you and congratulations to Ujamaa Place. Thank you to Ujamaa Place for creating a space in our community where we can develop strong, reliable leaders and a voice for justice. Thank you, Ujamaa men, for being that point of justice, that point of hope. We are so delighted that we've been with you since the beginning, and we appreciate that St. Paul, Minnesota, and our nation's a better place because of what you do and your leadership.